dubious influence on your guitar.
Welcome to, you know what, I wrote down what day it was of this show, and then I already forget. 15? 26?
It's nobody knows anymore.
Day 13. Welcome to In the Neighborhood. Wow. How's everyone doing? Jimmy, I noticed you're wearing something unique today.
I wear it every day. It's my skin. Ran out of clothes. Finally caught up to me. This day coming. I thought we'd be out by then, but I got to do laundry.
I love that we're going to be talking to Arlene Dickinson, a former boss. Finally, you get to have a conversation with her without a shirt on.
Yeah, I'll show her.
Yeah, you're showing everybody.
I'll show her Casual Friday this month. June Friday. Wait, is it?
Yeah.
That's awesome. How else are you doing, James?
I am doing well. Way better. You know, I kind of had a last couple of, last been tough.
Is that right?
Yeah, I thought maybe I might be going back into Emerge, but I went into the lab Monday just to confirm my knowledge, which is a scary into, and oncologist yesterday. Everything, the ones that I was afraid of, because I had a really sore stomach and diarrhea and wasn't really feeling so well. Seems to be getting better. So the confirmation that my bad numbers were good was comforting.
Oh, good. Very glad you're here. Even with that rippling chest, it makes it even better.
Mandy, I'd appreciate some contour work. Shoulders.
You can put it over the photo.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
She's sending over.
Because normally she calls me a P. Yeah.
Steve, how are you doing? How are you holding up?
I'm doing all right. It's we're getting through. Yeah.
So far, so good.
Yeah, I've been taking people tour because they can't play anywhere. So it's been neat. I've been taking an opportunity to learn some of these stuff and maybe,
Hey, Keith. It's that thing you did.
Yeah. I don't really want to sound like an idiot.
Okay.
I normally do.
That's awesome. Maybe I need a guitar lesson. Do a lesson, Russ?
Yeah, I'll ask him.
Way to put a layer between you and Russ.
Well, you can talk about yourself in the third person.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not even remotely there, so yeah, man. Sure. I don't know how to teach you, but no problem.
Blythe making lesson last 9 o'clock. Yeah.
And has she made it yet? Or?
Well, guy said, okay, get out your scale to measure the flour. And she's like, what scale? Like, now I'm assuming you have organic kind of flour. She's like, nope, I don't.
Oh my gosh.
Everything she did not have. So
this guy sounds a little bit too intense. Tracy made some bread the other day. Have Blythe call Tracy. She'll do the simplified version.
Well, I have great faith in where this is going to end up eventually. Mandy Stobo, how are you today?
Oh, my love, I'm doing great. How are you?
My life gets better every time I see you, even if you it's great.
Thank you. Well, we've I think everyone's going through the journey, and you have high happiness and optimism throughout the day, and then also like the WTH moment or WTF moment. So Phil and I had like a large heated conversation about like oil and all the countries and children in not healthy homes and like everything. And then I was like, let's stop, let's go to bed. So again, I'm sorry, Phil. but then you wake up and it's another day. So that's great.
Oh, that's so nice to hear, because at our house last night, I was in bed worrying about stuff. And Blythe was in bed sleeping. But I'm thinking, if I'm worried about stuff, I think 2 of us should be worrying about stuff.
It's not fair for you to take that burden on yourself, Dave.
Exactly. She didn't see it that way, unfortunately.
You and I should just call each other every night at 11 and save our marriage.
That'll go over really well.
Yeah.
Don't you start your day with each other? Now you have to end your day with each other?
That's true.
And that advice comes from the guy without a top. All right?
Come on.
So that's how obvious it was.
I'll take it with a grain of salt.
Jim and Russ and I should give thunderous applause because Mandy Stobo made it on Reddit. Was it Reddit yesterday?
Yes. No, BuzzFeed.
BuzzFeed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's pretty exciting, yeah. And it was optimistic. It was about, I think it was 14 things that are good news stories in COVID-19. So that was very special. That's my goal, is to just make everyone smile. So that's good.
Good for you. Didn't Michael send that?
Yeah, Mike Morrison sent that to me. So I think we're talking to him next week.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll have to give him a big virtual kiss and thank you. Yeah.
Hey, Mandy, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Could you say happy birthday to my pal Gary? He wants you to say happy birthday.
Yeah.
Hey, Gary, happy birthday.
Yeah, there we go.
Can we get 2 pistols on that one? Can you do 2 pistols, man?
Okay. Just wait.
All right.
Just wait. Okay. Hey, Gary, happy birthday.
There we go.
It's so bad.
That's exactly what Gary needed.
Perfect. Is it a Gary that I know?
What's that? No, it's a different Gary. It's a Gary that I've known since grade 4.
Oh, cool.
Back in Ottawa. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Ottawa.
Well, hi, Gary.
Ottawa Gary. That's right.
Mandy, you know what Gary was asking for on his birthday?
Huh?
He was saying, man, I just want to do a craft on my birthday. He was worried that he wouldn't be able to do a craft. You got anything?
Well, lucky for you, Gary, and all of you watchers at home. Do I have a craft for you? Welcome to Mandy's Double Craft Time.
Here we go.
Okay, do it. I got it. Let me go to my studio.
All right.
Let's make a craft.
You didn't go to your studio. I did all that work. Now back to
that's a surprise. Okay. All right, you guys. Whoa.
How does she do it?
I love you guys. Welcome to Mandy's Double Craft Time. Okay, so do you guys remember this giant city we built?
Sure.
Yes?
Oh, yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, what does a city need that's not just buildings?
people.
It needs cars.
Oh, yes. Calgary.
So we're going to build a car today, everyone. Okay, so essentially you want to take a piece of paper and you want to draw these shapes. So this is each side of the car, the roof, the windshields, the top of the back and front, and the where the license plate and lights go. And then you want to draw 4 circles for the wheels. Okay?
And those don't forget you can pause and catch up. Go ahead. Sorry, man.
Yeah. And I'll take a picture of this and put it on the site so you guys can copy it. But if you want a different kind of car or a truck, then these pieces will look different. So then you want to cut it out. I drew some windows in it and I cut out a door because kids like to open things. So make sure you have that. And then when you cut out these pieces, you want to give just a little bit of room because you're going to glue those in between the car. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So that's kind of what you're going to do. And then you're going to do that for every piece and glue them onto the side. So I'll just show you that quickly. And it's a fun thing. Your kids can color the car. They can design it. I'll show you when that's built. Luca colored it. It's not the airbrushing job that I would have done, but he's the 5-year-old. And I'm the mom, so I just let him do it,
Wow.
Just let our kids do it, you guys.
Come on.
Just do it.
Just ease up.
Was that a Nike sponsorship?
Just ease up. I hope so. So you want to just glue it on all of the sides of the car.
Yeah.
And then you're going to add your other side and add your wheels. So you guys get the picture, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
You guys get it? You guys got it?
Oh, I got it.
Yeah? Okay, so when you do that, and then you're going to fold all of these pieces and glue it to the other side, right? So it's going to end up looking like
No way!
this, like a car with 3D. So Luca wanted to do a flying car. This one doesn't have wheels. It's got a bottom, but it's got a door. So he likes to put his Lego guys in, and then they fly.
Yes, of course they do.
But isn't that cool?
Oh, yeah,
that's
so cool.
So
this is your best one yet.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to get in the hot seat and come back to you.
Oh. And you fly, take your flying car back.
Oh my gosh. When you make your way back, can you just give us one more? This is for you, Gary, because I think he'd really appreciate it when you're back on location. Yeah. Because this is his.
This is for you, Gary. It's cool though, hey?
I love it.
Yeah, it's true.
Super love it.
You're building a whole city.
Oh, I can't wait to show you the city. I think we're revealing the city tomorrow, aren't we? Or where it's at?
It's City Friday, I think.
Yeah, it is City Friday.
Casual City Friday? Is it Casual City Friday? Or?
No, it's
I think it's Formal Friday in the big city.
Oh. So will your city have lights on it then? Because, you know,
yeah,
night lights?
You know it.
All
Have
right.
you met my husband?
Wow, that was tremendous. And now, James, I hope everyone's sitting down because we're all going to laugh some with the funniest memes we've ever seen.
Yes.
Yeah. Apparently, Gary's already thanked us in the comments. So good work, Gary. So our shirtless man is in charge of finding things that make us laugh. And James, what did you find?
Well, yesterday I took a lot of heat for my hyperbole and setting up the memes a little bit too high. So I'm going to say these are some pretty average ones, but they made me smile. The first one.
Yes.
I hope
you ready?
We have the. Yeah, I'm ready. This first one actually made me laugh really hard.
I love it. If Luca didn't weigh 43 pounds,
can you imagine?
Exactly what can
you imagine if his wife came home and saw the kid taped to the wall? Yeah,
I think his wife probably did it.
Yeah, that's right. And he's probably not allowed to touch.
Yeah.
That's big.
I love the smile on her face, though. Like the
baby's having
smiling.
fun, right?
Yeah, she's like, "This is sweet. We're watching sports. I'm with my dad,
and I'm in the air. I'm floating.
Yeah.
If only there was a flying car to come pick me up and take me out of here.
Right?
Right?
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at the next one, Mandy.
All right.
This one here is for the kids because they won't, back when we grew up, every house had one of these types of things in the back, the macrame toilet covers. So if you want to hide your toilet paper, I figure this is the best way to do it if you've got kids around. Although I could see Dave, you wearing that as a hat.
No, I wear that dress. It's snug on me, but it looks hot.
Tomorrow on Formal Friday.
Oh, that's so good.
So those are my two memes for today.
Those are
two average memes. Pretty average,
no,
right?
they're amazing. Those were great. Those were great. And while we're talking about average things, everyone, your coloring for the day is Carol Baskin. She's the wonderful other supportive character in a wonderful family show on Netflix called Tiger King. Don't watch it with your family. Like children, don't watch it, I don't think. But everyone's obsessed with this. Carol is a mystery. And the fans of Tiger King, there you go. So I'll post that on the site.
I have to watch it now.
You can. It's just a lot of people are feeling connected through watching this crazy show, I believe.
But why?
This is all over the internet now. It's been downloaded so many times, and I don't know. I think because he's a polygamist, and he has a bunch of tigers.
That is
so
interesting.
I think we're all living out our fantasies while we're in isolation. I'm not sure.
Good interpretation, Mandy.
I think we've got to the bottom of it.
I think we now know why you and Phil go to bed with a fight every day. Phil, can you dye your hair platinum blonde and grow a mustache? I got a guy. Look like this guy.
And then Can you just go like this? Now, before we bring on Arlene Dickinson, I'll read a bit about her just so that we get the facts, and then Jim, you can help set Arlene up. So a lot of people remember or know Arlene Dickinson as one of the dragons on Dragon's Den. She's a Canadian businesswoman, an investor, author, television personality. She runs District Venture Capital, District Ventures Accelerator, Venture Communications. She's one of these entrepreneur business tycoon types in Canada that has done very well. And Jim, you worked with her for a bit.
Oh, Jim, we've lost your audio.
Jim, you're not there. What happened?
What's going on? What's going on?
There you are. Hey, you're back.
Panic.
April 2nd.
Yeah, I got you guys. April 2nd, Fool's Day.
Why don't you?
So I worked with Arlene back about 13 years ago, actually, for 3 years. I helped build her. I was hired to build her event marketing, PR, and promotions team, and it was a lot of fun. As a matter of fact, I will say, when I worked with her, it was probably, arguably, the smartest group of people assembled in marketing that I had ever worked with. So, bravo for her on doing that, because there was a lot of smart people, and she hired them all around the same time. She knew that she really wanted to build something, and away she went. And good for her for doing it.
That's amazing. Well, can you
and me, and I snuck in.
So why don't you give her a ring, James, if you can do that, or someone?
I can do that. Yeah.
This is our high tech.
You keep talking, Dave, because I forgot to load the number in. So I got to do some. I got to do some work here. I totally blew this. I apologize. My technical skills are not what Mandy's are.
Maybe we can talk more about Tiger, whatever. Now, seriously, is that something? Jim, be quiet. I got to talk to Mandy. Is this something that I could do on, like, Blythe would watch the Tiger, whatever the heck?
Well,
it's a little too freaky.
It's a little freaky. I think. Let me just say that Phil and I have tried to watch it about 4 times, and then we move over to The Office or Friends because we're like, I can't do it. But we're told to keep going on. You have to watch at least the first 3. We still haven't made it past the first one, but we will. And then I'll report back.
Maybe the book is better. Maybe just read the book.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is. The book's always better, right?
Have you watched it, Russ?
Oh God, no.
Yeah, okay.
No, I don't want to see something like that.
No.
I've seen enough in my life.
People seem to dig it.
Yeah.
That was pressure. That was a lot of pressure.
There we are. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, Arlene.
Hi, Arlene.
Sorry for the delay. That was my fault.
Of course.
You're used to that, though, right?
I am.
Yeah.
Never on time, Jim.
Old habits never die.
True. Why aren't you dressed? Shouldn't you be dressed?
I ran out of laundry.
You did. I didn't know this was that kind of call.
Yeah.
Nobody told me.
Yeah. Did you see a call?
In my life, there's fun to be had, and I'm the one fully dressed.
Yeah. It's a process. It's a process.
It's so good.
How you doing, Arlene?
I'm okay. How are you guys?
Doing okay.
We're so good. Just so you know, first of all, hi, Arlene.
Hi, Dave. Nice to see you.
My daughter dressed me this morning, so I'm very proud of my Stampede shirt and skinny tie. She thought that would be a lovely outfit. I don't know if you know everybody, or maybe
I don't
you
think
do.
so, but let's see.
So the man with the guitar is Russ Broom. Russ Broom, who plays with everybody and is awesome. And then Mandy Stobo, visual artist Mandy Stobo.
Hi, Arlene.
Hi, Mandy.
Hi.
I think that's the whole crew.
Oh, she can see Rob probably though.
Can you see?
Can you see Rob down there too?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Rob's there. Rob's there. Everyone can hear us. Now
you're in charge of making this happen.
Yes, exactly. The rest of us goofs, we don't even put on clothes on half the time.
Yeah, it's fact.
Help me, Arlene.
This group might be past help, I think. Like we're beyond help.
Now, I've got a couple of questions for you, Arlene, and I'm first of all, as an entrepreneur yourself, because at a certain point I want to talk to you about worry, because I feel like you're going to help me through that part of my life. But for those out there who are entrepreneurs like you, or even just anybody where their life gets turned upside down, in the world that you work in, where you're starting up and trying to get companies going, things being unsettled is something I think you're more used to than many other people. So what do people do in this situation to kind of go, okay, how do you navigate that?
It's a great question. I mean, like I've actually learned to apply business principles to managing stressful times, and so there's actually a process that you can apply to this. And I think if you break it down into consumable parts, like sometimes we get overwhelmed because it's everything, right? It's just like feels overwhelming, and the stress becomes like crippling in its own way, and you get anxiety as a result of that, and it becomes really hard to move forward. So to me, it's about kind of taking it in steps and thinking it through a little more logically if you can, and trying to break it down into pieces that you can manage. And part of that's, kind of looking back at why you are where you are. Part of that is thinking about what you're good at. Part of that is thinking about what gets you up every day, what matters to you. And then part of it's thinking about what's going on in the world. And if you can put all that stuff together and think about it that way, then you start to say, okay, I can take this on. But when you try and do it all at once, it's like trying to build an airplane when you don't even know what the pieces are. It becomes overwhelming. So we've got to. That's a really crappy analogy, but it's all I had right now. It's all I had.
And it could be like saying it's like you're getting married, starting a new job, and moving to a new country all at once, and feeling like, why is this stressful? Well, it's going to be.
Yeah. It is very stressful. And I think it's okay there was a great Harvard Business Review article about describing this way people are feeling right now as a feeling of grief. We're mourning kind of what's being lost in our lives, like the fun we've had and the socialization we've had and the everything's kind of so negative. So you have to let yourself feel that grief, and then you have to be able to figure out how to move past it, because otherwise you'll get stuck in it.
You, if anyone isn't following Arlene on Twitter, you should, because she always has a positive way to look at the world. And one of yours, I have to thank you, because it helped me through yesterday. And it said, if you didn't like yourself before, now's your chance. And you sort of, and it was a good one, though. You were saying,
that's great.
Use this time now to be the person you want to be. What was the inspiration for that? And talk a bit about it, because I found it very helpful.
Oh, that's great. Honestly, I was just thinking about how people hate to think about kind of their past and who they are, and we can be really caught up in busyness, right? So if you think about the world a few months ago, it was always, how are you? Oh, I'm so busy. I'm so busy. I'm so busy. And if you interpret that as, I don't have time to think about myself, and so I don't have to think about myself. And the one person we've got to have the best relationship with is ourselves. And it's hard to do, because you've got to take a good hard look at yourself in the mirror and decide if you like yourself. And this is a good chance to do that, and spend some time contemplating life and slowing down and thinking about, what matters to you. And that's the thinking about the positive side of being isolated or being apart from your friends is, in a physical sense, is it gives you time to think about what matters to you. And I don't think enough of us do that. Jim, I think you've done that by virtue of all the challenges you've faced, in life. And I think these are things that you start to peel it back to the core of who you are.
You certainly reprioritize things, don't you?
You do, right? You really do.
For you, that's a great point, Jim. For you, what was that journey like? Finding out cancer was going to hit you hard. Did that affect sort of what you thought about yourself?
Oh, that's a great question. I've been super lucky to be on the positive side of the equation most of my life.
Yeah.
So that part wasn't too difficult. So I felt good about that. My hardest part was, to be honest, wasn't living with myself. It was the fact that I wasn't going to be living with my wife and kids. That may have been the only thing that I had any sense of regret or sadness with. It wasn't mine. It was how I was going to miss that portion of my life. Yeah. And my clothes.
Jim, you've always had the best sense of humor, always. But I think that's actually really what you just said makes so much sense, is that it's about what you're going to miss, right?
Yeah. I'll always remember that time that serendipitously ended up on stage together. And I think that's when you found out that I had cancer.
Yeah.
And I just found out that your father had passed from cancer. So that was a galvanizing moment, because it's so interesting when somebody doesn't know, and on both levels, it was a very strong bonding moment for me, actually.
It was for me too. I mean, for people who are watching and don't know, Jim and I worked together many, many years ago and had a professional relationship. And then we kind of went our separate ways and reconnected on the stage at a prostate cancer event. And I will always remember that. It actually makes me teary just thinking about it right now. So
likewise. Yeah. Standing behind the stage before we both had to go out and talk.
We both cried.
And in the world of life continues to move, no matter what stops. You had a big announcement yesterday that your daughters got engaged. Isn't that interesting how that happens? How was that for you, Arlene?
Oh, it was fantastic. This is my youngest daughter who got engaged to a really wonderful man, and I'm so excited for her. I was I felt, oh my goodness, some good news for change. It was just so wonderful to celebrate. And it made me think about how love will get us through this. Like it is about loving each other. And I know that sounds, I don't want to sound Pollyanna, but I actually just simply believe it to be true, that, you have to have things to look forward to and hope. And in this case, it's their future lies together.
Isn't that great? Well, congratulations. I know that you're just the mother in this, but congratulations to the family.
Hey, I gave birth to that child. Okay?
Exactly.
It's a big job, Dave.
I have stretch marks to prove it, too. Is that too much information?
No. Here you go. I feel better soon.
Oh. I can't unsee that, Jim.
As a mom, this is a good point, Arlene. I'd like you to have a little chat with up to Mandy. You and Mandy kind of had very similar starts to your careers, and I think that's something important that we should probably have a little chat on. Hope I'm not putting you on the spot, either of you.
Yeah. So I was saying yesterday to Jim and Dave that I think a lot of the things that I've learned as a single mom and the resourcefulness and determination and that kind of skill set that you get from struggle and being a single mom can kind of help us through this kind of time. So I thought that was maybe interesting and maybe something that you can expand on too.
Yeah, I mean, I've been my kids are all older now, and I've been a single mom since I was 30 years old. So I feel like, again, optimism helps, because people always say to me, well, how did you do it with 4 kids? And I always go, well, there was no vote. I didn't get a choice. I was a single mom with 4 kids. Like, I had to figure it out. So it wasn't like there was somebody saying, oh, do you want to do that? And I went, oh, yeah, let me think about it. You have to, right? You get down in the deep end and you just do it.
Isn't that great? Yeah. Well, you're both very inspiring women, and we're thrilled that you're both on this screen. So thanks.
Thanks, Dave.
Good folks. Let me tell you about how Arlene. Sometimes I tell a little story. It's a short little story, but at our house, there's 4 of us, and we deciding if we want to watch a movie together always causes a lot of stress, because people are like, I don't want to watch that one or whatever. So we decided to do a list. And John, my son, said, what's a movie you loved when you were a kid? So I was like, what did I? So then I grew up, because I'm old, in a day where you saw a movie once and that was it. Like, it's not like you could rent the VH. There was nothing. So I said, what about Bed Knobs and Broomsticks? I think that would be hilarious. It's terrible. So all the family gathered around and we put it on, and like about 20 minutes in, John, who's 10 or 9, looks over at me and goes, this isn't one of my favorite movies. So last night I got to be worried about my future. I got to feel old. And I got to realize I have no taste in film. So it was a trifecta.
It is a great self-reflection time for sure.
If you ever get a chance to go back, I don't know, like you guys might not be old enough to remember this, but the Twilight Zone. You know, do you remember like the opening of the Twilight Zone where the clock came? It was like super terrifying. You know?
And you look at it now.
My parents told me I couldn't watch it because I would have nightmares. Now you kind of go, oh my gosh, that was so corny.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I watched Archie Bunker the other night just for old time's sake, and I was watching the boom mic hanging in the back going, how did they not see that boom mic hanging in the back?
They were drunk. They were all drunk when they made that.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a different time.
So good.
Before we let you go, Arlene, we asked you to think about people you're grateful for, the helpers and the heroes out there for you. So you talked a bit about that, and Mandy did a painting for you. Tell us a bit about that.
Oh, that's awesome, Mandy. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So when you asked the question of who my heroes are, and I couldn't not think right now that my heroes are all the essential service workers that are out there. And on one side, you know, people from nurses to, you know, grocery store workers to delivery people to everybody who's helping on the emergency side of things, keeping our technology going, keeping our phones going, keeping everything happening. I mean, it's really, they're heroes, all of them. And and then the other heroes are the people that are staying home and are actually listening to the advice we're getting, and the people who are doing their part to make sure that this pandemic gets under control and we can get back to our normal lives. So I think those are heroes. I think people that are doing the right thing for everybody else and people who are helping everybody else are heroes today. And I'm really grateful for them.
Yeah, me too.
Isn't that awesome? Now, I don't know. We're about to make your dreams come true, Arlene, because normally at the end of the show,
well, Jim's already got no clothes on, so that's
dreams, nightmares. There's that thing your parents talked about, nightmares. Yeah.
Normally at the end of the show, Russ plays our theme music and we dance around a bit. But I think today it should be just Jim, shirtless.
Shut up.
Dance.
Not a chance.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree too. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, you better change your music too.
As we play these seconds of greatness from Russ, ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy Jim Button's shirtless dance.
Yeah, you son of a. This better be a short song.
That's amazing.
My wife is gonna kill me.
He's a cowboy, Arlene.
No, I have to say sorry.
What is that?
Because I've got one arm. I've got a shirt on the other arm. He's stuck on the chair. I couldn't move. I was stuck on a chair. It was the worst day of my life. Oh my gosh.